I was talking with an ADHD leader client, and they were relaying a story about getting feedback from their CEO. So the CEO was giving them some positive feedback and also some not necessarily positive or negative feedback. Areas they were doing well and areas where they could improve. And it was constructive. But my client paused for a moment and just sort of considered and reflected upon it to say, I tend to seek out negative data or negative feedback and I elevate it. And I'm noticing how it's not helping me in this moment. Right? To seek out and elevate or amplify the negative information. So this is actually a very much of a human thing to do, is that we will seek out negative information first because it's a survival mechanism. But those of us with ADHD actually tend to seek out any kind of big signal, whether it's positive or negative. And in this situation, it's often to reinforce evidence or find evidence to reinforce a narrative. And sort of like the I'm right? So looking and sifting through data, and it's the positive things or sort of this opportunity. There's the big signal and reinforcing this sense of, well, I'm right and we're going to proceed. Or to reinforce the story of I'm wrong, or this is how I am wrong. So what's going on here cognitively? One is emotional dysregulation, and that we tend to, again, hunt for bigger signals, and more nuanced signals are harder to pick up. There's also this cognitive rigidity. So sometimes people are described as tenacious or stubborn. There can be a cognitive inflexibility or rigidity there that's in play. And the last one is around self-awareness or self-monitoring. So the place to begin is with that self-awareness, just as my client did, to sort of notice, how am I showing up in this moment? Am I kind of biased here and sort of seeking out the negative data? Am I biased here and seeking out the positive to reinforce a position or something I want to do? And so just noticing that, number one, and starting to kind of tease out the emotions in play. And then also, am I locked into a certain way of thinking around this? Because when we lock into a certain way, we're giving up some of our best assets, which is around big picture and creativity and innovation.